This is the plaintiff, Kiana Smart. She says the defendant took terrible advantage of her by unloading a 2003 Jeep Liberty on her, which had numerous problems from the minute she drove it home. She won't stand for that type of disrespect from anyone and is suing for the $5,000 she is now owed. This is the defendant, James Turgeon. He says the plaintiff ignored some warning lights that went on after she had the car for a while, and then took a long drive and blew the engine. Oh, her a refund? No way. He's accused of taking advantage. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $170 for unpaid parts and labor.
All parties, please raise your right hand. People's Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Marilyn Leon is now presiding. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
All right, Ms. Smart, what's happening?
On November the 5th, I went to A1 Auto Motors, I believe is the name of the place, and I went with my cousin and her husband to find me a car because back in July, I got into a real bad car wreck and my car was totaled. So I was in the search of a new car. I was told that they found the car on Cargo, that it was a 2003 Jeep Liberty. We were looking for something under 85,000 miles. So we went to the lot, we looked at the car. James told us that the car was 3,500. So we test drove it. When we test drove it, there was nothing wrong with the car. There was no lights on it, no lights went off, nothing. Nothing in the dash went off as we was driving the car to test drive it. We got back to the lot.
But you do notice that the speedometer's not working, and you negotiate the price down to $3,300, and according to you, you received a 30-day warranty. Show me the 30-day warranty.
Yes, he said that there was physically not a warranty, but he would give me a verbal 30-day warranty that if anything happened to the car, to bring it back to especially him. The whole entire time that the car was messing up, I took it to James. I called James personally on his cell phone, and I would tell him, hey, James, this is such and such is happening to the car, or this is what's happening to the car. Hey, James, my car stopped on the side of the interstate on Thanksgiving night. I'm stranded on the side of the interstate. I didn't contact Callie on any type of tip when it came to the car. I always contacted James because that's what he told me to do.
Okay. So according to you, the day after you purchase it, it turns off on you and the check engine light went on. And did you bring it back to them to fix?
Yes, ma'am. He fixed it to where the check engine light went off. That very next day, the check engine light came on again.
And according to you, he also told you he was just doing this to help you out because the car was sold as is. Your paperwork says as is, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Why didn't you have him write down on the paperwork the thing that he was saying verbally?
Again, this is my first time purchasing a car on my own. And yes, that's my fault.
Did you provide her with a 30-day warranty, Mr. Turgeon?
No, ma'am. I never provide anybody with any warranties because we offer a warranty through a third-party company called NVP Warranties. They can buy that through the third-party company. I do not at all offer any warranties, nothing at all like that. I went out of my way to help her. I actually went the next day. She called me on Thanksgiving, the next day after Thanksgiving. My wife and I, we went up there because she said the serpentine belt had broke. I was going to go Black Friday shopping and stuff, and we went out of our way I went to AutoZone, purchased the belt, went up there. I was going to change it on the side of the interstate. I also own a towing company as well. And I just was under the circumstance that the serpentine belt had broke. I could fix it on the side of the interstate real quick, get her rolling. When we get to the vehicle, I check because it's rare for a serpentine belt just to break out of nowhere. And this serpentine belt, I remember we replaced it prior to because we check everything.
So it's a day after Thanksgiving. You're trying to fix it on the side of the road. And what happens?
So I check all the tensioners and everything. And we check the AC compressor. and I noticed the AC compressor kind of looked like it was like out of alignment a little bit. When I checked the AC compressor, it locked up. So I told her we're not going to be able to fix it right here. So we towed it back to my car lot. Went out of my way to do this. When we started the repairs, and I changed the AC compressor out at our car lot, and I put the new serpentine belt on. As I was starting the car, I noticed it wouldn't like start. You had to keep pushing the gas. I said, well, maybe because the battery was so dead, it'll take a minute for it to charge up. So we started it, and finally I got it started. I had to kind of rev it up to about 3,000 RPMs, 2,500, and then it would run for a second and it would die. So I started it again, started it, and let it run, and I kept it running. And about probably 3 minutes after it started running, the temperature gauge starts jumping up immediately, and it goes all the way to red. Due to the serpentine belt, she drove it from Smyrna all the way to probably 30 miles, I say, with the belt broke, all the way down the interstate of Interstate 24 from Smyrna.
How do you know that?
She stated because that's how she knew the battery, the belt or something had broke. She stated, I didn't have it.
That's a lie.
I noticed I didn't have any power steering.
No, that's incorrect. When I left my family's home for Thanksgiving and I was driving my car, there was nothing wrong with my car. There was no lights that came on in my car until my car stopped off the bypass.
The battery went completely dead.
When my car stopped,
On the
every
interstate.
light in that car turned on. The battery, the engine, the check engine light, everything turned on when the car had actually broke down.
Did you have an opportunity to buy a warranty when you purchased this car from the third party? Did they offer you an opportunity to buy a warranty through the third party and you rejected it because it was too much money?
He didn't offer me a warranty because he gave me a 30-day warranty verbally. He said if I need anything to call him, he gave me his personal phone number, his own business card.
But Ms. Smart, you understand that, you're walking in here and you're trying to prove something that doesn't exist in writing. There are warranties and there are warranties. Some warranties cover a lot of things. Some warranties don't cover that many things. That's why these things are always in writing, what the warranty covers and what it doesn't cover. You bought it completely as is without any warranty whatsoever, according to the paperwork. You're telling me that he verbally said, just call me if you have a problem, but just call me if you have a problem is not the same as a warranty. I'm going to try to help you if I can, I don't know what you want me to do. You could buy a warranty, but you have to buy the warranty. You have to pay for it because when you buy an as-is car, you're buying an as-is car. Now, you ended up giving her a loaner. Yes. And what happens? Tell me about that, Mr. Turgeon.
Okay, when she returned the loaner, that's when we notified her that the motor was blowed. And we gave her a Tahoe, and she wasn't happy at the time. We actually had to call the police out there because she jumped in the loaner car and tried to take off. She said, I need a car because I live in this car. And I understand, people have hard times. She said, this is my roof. This is where I live in this vehicle. I have to have a car. So she jumps in the vehicle, tries to take off. We have to call the Smyrna Police Department out there to intervene in the situation. Basically, Smyrna states that it's a civil issue between the car, but her with the vehicle, because we gave it to her as a loaner, there wasn't much ground they had to stand on, but it was basically like an auto theft. But we would have to, if she left with the vehicle, we would have to get a writ of possession and stuff like that.
Okay, well, what happened? She didn't leave with the vehicle. She left the vehicle.
No, she didn't. I guess her and the officers had worked out something. I can understand her being frustrated.
When I first got the car,
yeah, of course, she has no wheels.
I have my receipt from where I bought my tags. I couldn't even get my tags to the 13th. After that, I got my car on the 5th because my car kept having problems and I kept giving it back to James. I couldn't get my tags on until the 13th. I have a receipt saying that I couldn't get my tags. I know,
and what you're let me explain something to you, Miss Smart. I know everything you're saying is accurate. Your car had problems. It kept having problems. I get that. But I am not here to feel bad for you and make people give you money because we feel bad for you. I am here to decide if you legally have a leg to stand on. For you to be able to get compensation, he has to have violated a duty he owed you. So you have to be able to prove that you have a warranty, and you don't have a warranty. This is why people buy a warranty, so that this stuff doesn't end up coming out of their pocket. My hands are tied. I can't create an obligation where there isn't one. I don't have a choice. The labor and parts and all this other stuff that you did for her, let that ride. Do me a favor, drop your counterclaim. It's enough already.
All right, I'll do that.
The bottom line is, look, I'm here to enforce a contract. You signed the contract, and in the contract, you have zero warranty. So any repairs that have to happen to this car have to come out of your pocket. That's the law. I don't have any choice in the matter. You're suing for the amount you paid for the car plus the repairs, which that would be interesting. And you have a counterclaim against her for stuff you guys fixed that didn't create any benefit for her, because then the engine doesn't turn. So what's the point? I am not going to order her to pay you for the counterclaim, but I am also not going to award her any money on her claim against you, because she is completely unable to prove that there was any warranty you violated.
So it's a 0-0 tie here in this case. Really sad case. You got to feel sorry for the plaintiff. Ms. Smart, let me ask you, I know how you feel. Tell me.
I feel like I just got taken advantage of. I feel like the rug was swept under my carpet. I mean, I'm feeling a lot of things because I feel like it's unfair. He sold me the car knowing that the car wasn't good. He kept fixing on the car knowing that the car wasn't good. And he still didn't try to help at any point. I've spent $1,700 on fixing this car, and the car is still not working. Like, that's not fair.
I feel so sorry for you, but I'm sorry. That's the law. The judge has made her decision. You're going to have to live with it. Mr. Turgeon, what's your reaction to the judge's decision? You lost your countersuit. Wasn't that $170? You feel sorry for her?
Yeah, I do. She's a very nice lady, and I don't try to take advantage of any of my customers. I just want everybody happy.
All right. Well, unfortunately, this one is not happy.
The ultimate nightmare scenario here for Ms. Smart. She buys a 17-year-old car on an as-is sale. She's got no warranty of any kind. And as we all know, they're ticking time bombs. You don't know when yours is going to go off. It might go off 20 years from now, or it might go off when you get to the end of the driveway, the house you bought it from. And either way, you're out of luck.
I know. People with the concept of as-is, people always say, but.
Right.
But it was just a day, but it was just a week, but it was there is a definitive line in the sand, and it's the moment you purchase it.
What a shame, though, that it turned out this way. But, it's the old buyer beware thing when you buy these types of vehicles, when you buy an old vehicle.
I feel terrible for her. I really do, especially if she was living in her car. God bless her. Hopefully that's not something she's going through now. She had family to visit, and hopefully she is doing better.
Rita wants to know this. Hey, Harvey, I have a living revocable trust, and as I get older, I change my mind about a few things. Is there any easy way to amend it without paying a lawyer tons of money? Well, it depends on how this thing is structured. If you can easily do an amendment to this, I suppose that's okay. I got to tell you, I wouldn't do it. Estate planning is complicated, and for what it's going to cost you, it's going to save a lot on the other end, although the reality is on the other end, you're not going to have to worry.